I learned the importance of outworking folks really when I was 13. I got a job at Sbarro's Pizzeria in the Stanford Town Center in Connecticut. And I did so because those Nike Air Jordans that I wanted were outside of my folks' back to school allowance. So what do? You go to work, get what you need, right? So I started at Sbarro's. I remember filling out the paperwork, all that good stuff. I think I got $4.75 an hour back then. And they called me on a Sunday. I hadn't worked yet. And they said, somebody called out. Can you come to work? I know you haven't trained yet, but we just need somebody to kind of help clean the area where people eat, dining area. Sure, I'll come in on a Sunday. 13 years old, middle school. I got to work, and I'll tell you right now, I don't think I've ever worked as hard as I did that day. I don't think anybody's ever worked as hard as I did that day. I don't think those mirrors have ever been as clean as they were that day. And I don't think those tables were anywhere near as clean as they were that day ever again. And I say that because I just didn't know any different, right? I just went to work, and I was having a lot of fun. And I was hustling for that little 4 or 5 hour shift. And when the shift was over, the manager pulled me aside and just was like kind of dumbfounded. I don't think he's ever seen anybody work that hard at the pizzeria before. And he gave me a raise to $5.35 an hour. And I had gotten the job at the same exact time as a good friend of mine who actually turned down going to work that day. Ended up going to work, training the next week like we were both supposed to at the same time. But I was making, 65 cents or so more an hour because I took the shift and I didn't know anything better than to just work my tail off, right? That's what my dad always told me. He always said, as long as you work harder than the next person, you'll always have a chance to win. So let's get up and go together.